You cannot smoke with your kids. You cannot drink with your kids. Do what you're supposed to do as a parent and stop trying to be their friends.
That's the message tonight from a Mid-South woman after her 2-year-old great-grandson was shot in the head. It's after a rash of gun-related crimes. City leaders in Marietta, Arkansas decided to put a curfew in place this past weekend.
In fact, we sent Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson about an hour southwest of Memphis to Lee County today to see how the curfew went. And he found out it really depends on who you ask.
The police chief will tell you, although it had some kinks, the curfew worked relatively well. You speak with people who live here in the town, well, they feel differently. They say one night of the curfew, right at the beginning of it, they say it sounded like a war zone. That coming from the family of a 2-year-old recently shot.
The family of 2-year-old Legend Tillman says although he's now in good spirits, his life will never be the same.
And he got a drainage tube in his head would be there the rest of his life.
Legend's great-grandmother, Carrie Davis, says she's been told that a tube will have to be drained every 6 months for the rest of the child's life after he was shot.
To the left side of his head, right here, and it came out a little bit above his ear.
The police chief of Marietta, Arkansas, says after this incident and one where they had 4 people shot at, all within a 6-week period, the city decided to put a curfew in place this past weekend.
I think it worked. It wasn't 100% because I don't think anything really can be, but I think it curbed somewhat of the violence that we're experiencing.
Chief Rodney Perry says the city put the curfew in place after the shooting of that 2-year-old and then a retaliation shooting where 4 people were shot at. It was a curfew not just for young people, it included everyone. He says it ran from 8 p.m. till 6 a.m. Friday and Saturday and 8 p.m. till midnight Sunday. The chief says the city council met to put this curfew in place covering this past weekend. He's not sure whether it will continue. Again, he says it was not an all-out fix as they had a shooting at 8 p.m. on one of those nights. Davis says she heard the shots. She says it sounded like a machine gun. Davis says for that reason, she's doubtful a curfew will even work.
It's not going to do any good because they're still doing the same thing.
Davis says her great-grandson was out of the hospital. She says he had to go back and is there now because of a leaky valve. Meanwhile, the chief of police here in Marietta tells me that the Arkansas State Police, they now have control of that case involving that 2-year-old. He says they have made one arrest in that case, but more will likely follow. He also tells me that they believe that all of these incidents that have happened within the last 6 weeks, they believe are connected, may have the same bad actors. They mostly think that they have been committed by teens. They say they have been retaliation shootings. Meanwhile, he tells me that before these group of shootings, they averaged about 1 shooting per month. In Lee County, Daniel Wilkerson, Fox 13 News.